16 times at a minimum, the Torah in this week's Parsha tells us to bring our korbanos, to bring our sacrifices, to go visit a place that we will be told about, the place that it will be chosen for us. What exactly is that place? Where is that location? Well, we know it's Yerushalayim, Har HaMoriah, but the Torah doesn't say it. Every time the Parsha talks about going to Yerushalayim, it says go to the place that God will choose. L'shichnos sidrshu uvasashama usmachtem lefnei Hashem Elokechem b'makom asher yivchar Hashem. The place that God chooses. Just say it's in Yerushalayim. So the Rambam in the Mor Nevuchim has three explanations as to why the Makom Yerushalayim is concealed from us. He says the first two reasons are purely to avoid any hate from the enemy. If the enemy knew, perhaps they would want that place and keep it for themselves, or maybe they would destroy the land, destroy the Makom HaMikdash in order to prevent the Jews from taking it. But then he gives a third reason. The third reason the Rambam writes, he says this is perhaps the strongest reason, that in order for the Jewish people to get the land, they have to be unified. They need to be one. And there is a concern that if the land was revealed, where the Makom HaMikdash would be, everyone in the Jewish people, all the tribes would want that land. And therefore, in order to avoid any real estate disputes, God hid the land until the king would come and determine where the Mikdash would be, and he would divide up the land, and all would be done, and it would minimize conflict. Those are the three answers that are given by the Rambam in the Mor Nevuchim, his guide for the perplexed. There are other reasons given. Perhaps, if you think about it, the fact that the Makom HaMikdash is concealed from Bnei Yisrael in Sefer Dvar or throughout the Chumash, perhaps harkens back to Avraham. Avraham also, not only was the land of Israel concealed from him when he was told, Lech lecha me'artzcha u'mimoladecha u'mibeis avicha el artz asher areka, go to the land that I will show you. But not only that, when he went to slaughter Yitzchak as a korban to Hashem, we're told that was Yerushalayim, that was the place of the Mikdash. It was Har HaMoriah. And where was Avram told to go? Go to the place that I will show you. It was hidden from him. So perhaps, just like the Makom HaMikdash, just like Yerushalayim was hidden from Avram in order that Avram would get a reward for every step that he took with so much anticipation for the land, so too each of us, we connect to Avram. That was what Moshe was trying to do, what Hashem was trying to do, that give us the same schar, the anticipation, the excitement to get to the land, not knowing where we're supposed to be, and then when we get there, have all the excitement that despite the fact that we don't know, we believe and we're going to do it, and then when you get there, the anticipation is so great and so amazingly wonderful. But perhaps I want to share one final thought from the Kli Yakar, which perhaps spoke to me the most, which is as follows. If you think about it, the Mishkan, the home, the center for the Jewish people, had a few stops. It was in the Midbar, it was in the desert, and then when they came into the land of Israel, its final resting place was in Yerushalayim. But it stopped in Shiloh, it stopped in Gilgal, in Nov, and in Givon. There were different locations for the Mishkan. This was the place where God was. God's presence was felt not only in Yerushalayim, but along the way. In different places, before it turned into the Beis HaMikdash, it was a traveling Mishkan. And it stayed in different parts of Israel. And says the Kli Yakar, perhaps that's the message. God said to the Jewish people, you will slaughter your sacrifices in the place that I will choose for you, or the place that I will show you. It's because there are different places. There isn't just one place. Each place has unique kedusha, has unique sanctity. And each place, no one should think, if you stated Yerushalayim specifically, then you would think, oh, these other locations have no sanctity. Why bother making Aliyah L'Regel in Shiloh or going to Gilgal? Why bother ever offering any sacrifices? No. Each place along the journey is unique, important, and infused with kedusha. You see, it's not just the final destination which is important. It's not just the ends, but it's certainly the means to the end as well. And each step along the journey to their final stop of the Beis Hamikdash in Yerushalayim, each step along that journey is filled with Kedusha, it's filled with holiness, and it's filled with meaning. And that's the message. Go to the place that I will show you. Each place in the land of Israel has, where this Mishkan will rest, has inherent Kedusha, and take advantage of it. Don't be satisfied just with the final destination. Make sure to enjoy the journey, and remember that each step along the way is filled with holiness. So make each day count. Have a wonderful Shabbos.